Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to read a story titled, My Husband, a 29-year-old male, knocked out my brother for calling me a W-H-O-R-E, and my parents want me to choose what is the right choice. And a shout out to Isaac for sending me this story. And this story, guys, this is a little different than what I normally cover here, but I enjoyed it so much I'm doing this. This story is about two good quality people, both a husband and the wife. And you're going to see, just like in the title, there was a gathering, and this girl's D-bag brother obviously was very upset about something in his life, which you'll see, and started unloading on her, calling her all these insults and calling her the W-H-O-R-E. And her husband, well, he handled it like a boss, and it put this little tampon in his place. But of course, her family doesn't like that too much, and they're trying to make her choose. And you're going to see how she goes about this. And I'll be going to go over here, guys, a good story about a man acting like a man, and a woman being loyal to her husband. And to show you, I always talk about, not just pay attention to her girl's friends, but also her family. Because you get serious with her, marry her, that's going to be your family. That's going to be the grandparents to your kids, the aunts and uncles to your children. And you want to see what they're like. If it's a good, loving situation, okay. Likely that things should be okay. We hope. But if it's a big mess full of drama and turmoil, run for the hills. However, there are occasions when a gal or a guy can be raised in a family that's totally screwed up, and they are not like their family and want to, have a normal life. And the only way I would ever recommend a guy is with a girl like that is if it is as clear as day that she has her life together. And it's also clear as day that if her family makes her choose, or they cross her or cross her guy, she will leave them and abandon them like that and choose her husband. That's the only way it could ever work out in a situation like that. Otherwise, I say run for the hills if she's got an effed up family. But anyhow, I'm going to get in this story. You guys will appreciate this and show you how a man acts and how a loyal wife acts, because these are rare. It says here, as my title says, basically, this past weekend, me and my husband were over at my parents' house for a barbecue. The day was going great until my brother, for some reason, started to have a go at me, calling me names and belittling me. Well, that's freaking unacceptable. My husband pulled my brother aside and had a good talk with him, and the insults stopped. An hour or so later, we were standing around talking with some friends and family members, and my brother came up to me and told me I'm a W-H-O-R-E. Now, if she really was that, that'd be one thing. Not a good idea to do that publicly, but be one thing. Clearly, that's not the case. Guys, what would you do? You married guys. You guys have girlfriends, good wives. What would you do if one of her freaking family members or brother came up to her and insulted her like that? Would you just let it slide? I think not. He says, his exact words were, you're an effing W-H-O-R-E, right? He said it loud enough for almost everyone at the party to hear. All I saw was my husband next to me look at me, that I felt a push to my side, my husband stepping in front of me, and the next thing I know, my brother was out cold on the ground with blood on his face. That's awesome. He deserved it. All I heard was my mother yelling and my husband saying, "You don't talk to my wife like that. I warned you already." That's old school. That's how you handle jerks. That's how you handle bullies. Sure, violence is not always the first answer. Notice that he talked to the brother and warned him to back off. But there are times it is warranted. With bullies or jerks, that's the only thing they understand. But a lot of people don't get that. Before I continue, my husband didn't hurt me. He didn't push me hard or anything like that. Don't know how to describe it, but it was like a push that someone gives you when they're trying to pass. I went like one step behind, that is it. I'm not mad at my husband. I'm mad at my brother the whole day. He was demeaning me, insulting me, belittling me, and I don't know where this came from, as he never talked to me like that or anyone that I know of. Well, I'm just going to reveal it now. The brother was dumped by his girlfriend. Yeah, and I don't think she was cheating. I don't know, but she dumped him, and so he's bitter and butthurt. Gee, I wonder why this brother's girlfriend dumped him, because he's a complete ass. But we're not done yet. The bigger problem I have is I have to choose. Either my husband or my parents. My parents are pissed off and gave me an ultimatum. Either I leave my husband and divorce him, or they cut me off completely. My husband doesn't give a crap that they are mad. The only thing he's mad about is that he only got one punch in his words. So we can all connect the dots here. The brother is a spoiled little brat, a spoiled little bag of tampons, okay? Talking to his sister like that, who didn't do anything to him or anything to warrant that. And the parents are defending him, the brother, and they're saying either you choose your husband or us. The wonderful family lets the brother talk to you like this and choose the brother who treats you like this. Gee, tough decision. But there are some women out there that would actually choose a rotten, dysfunctional family over a good man. I'm stuck between a decision that will change my life forever, and I'm panicking. I receive messages from friends and other family members that have given me support and condemned my husband, but they're leaning more on my support side. Any advice will be appreciated. She ups it and says, I am choosing my husband. I've never questioned that, but I also don't want to lose my family. I'm very family oriented, and family to me is everything. I want to find a solution where I can keep both. Well, sometimes in life you can't keep both, but who gave you the ultimatum? Did your husband do that? No. Your douchebag parents did that. And they're defending your brother. Well, I didn't hear anything about them condemning the brother for what he did. Right? That brother absolutely deserved to be knocked on his ass. Any real man would fucking do that to defend their wife or girlfriend or sister or anything like that. You know, this guy's a piece of garbage. And hey, you know what? There are times in life you gotta really look at the big picture here. Yeah, she's family oriented and maybe nothing like this ever happened before, but still, it doesn't matter. Now on to the update. It says here, first off, I'd like to thank everyone and want to apologize as well for the way I worded my post. It's no excuse, but my emotional state isn't the best. There's nothing to apologize for, but of course it's Reddit, so Reddit always tries to get people to apologize for something, because that's just what a lot of Reddit folk are like. She says, my husband is my choice, and I have no intentions of leaving him at all, never had. Good for you, honey. I get she was overwhelmed and all that, and emotional, fair enough, but no, her husband was protecting her. I know it's early for an update, but I'm more confused now about what is going on. My parents invited me over to have a talk with them, but they wanted me to come alone as they didn't want my husband in their house. My husband refused to let me go alone and said if he isn't going to be there, if he isn't going, then he won't allow me to. He basically said, with you alone, they will just pile on you, and I won't let that happen, so we went together. Good. And the husband is right. They will do that. They'll gang up on her. My parents weren't happy to see him, and my mother wanted to say something until my husband told her he isn't there for them, but for me. And if he's forced to leave, I will leave with him. And I agree with him. This is a great girl. The number one man in her life is her husband, not her father, certainly not her brother or her mom. She left the parents' house. Mom and Dad, you're going to make him leave? I'm leaving with him. Reluctantly, they agreed. My brother was there as well. Oh, how's the brother? He has a broken nose and chipped teeth. And refused to look at me or my husband. He just kept looking at the ground even while talking. Man, talk about submissive body language. He can't even look at the husband in the eye. He's there looking down at his fucking feet talking. Yep. Do you think he's ever going to cross the husband again? Do you think he'll ever insult that sister again? Never. And that is why, on occasion, some ass whooping is necessary. It's just the nature of the world. You know, some people are, like in school, when there's somebody bullying you, the people don't get that. Say, go tell the teacher, go tell the principal. You think that's going to stop the bullies? That's going to make them after you more. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to fight. If it means you get a little banged up in the process, so be it. Bullies are weak, and they prey on weakness. It's just how it is. And the funny thing is, the brother isn't. Well, all bullies are cowards, but the brother was preying on her. But he's just a total pussy. I love the brother whooped his ass. Anyhow, apparently what happened with my brother is that he broke up with his girlfriend a month ago. It's more like she broke up with him, and he didn't know the reason, and I don't care. I wasn't aware of this, as we aren't close like that. According to him, the reason he had to go at me this weekend is because my life, according to him, my perfect life with my husband kept popping up in his feeds, and he got jealous. There you go. She's got a good life. She's happy and all that. His life is crap. No shit. He's obviously the favored child. He was the firstborn son, spoiled. No wonder his girlfriend dumped him. Everything on my social media is with my husband. I don't really use it for anything else, but his feed was full of my posts, and that set him off, set him off as I had something that he didn't. So he's jealous. A big freaking baby. You know? Tough shit, asshole. It got worse when he overheard me and my mother talking when I had a discussion with her over children. Me and my husband are currently trying to have a baby, and that just made everything worse in his head. His life was falling apart, and mine was going perfectly, and I had and was trying to have what he wanted with his ex. So this is an example of when you are happy and having good things going in your life, people that are miserable want other people to be miserable. Hence the saying, misery loves company. And so he's trying to ruin it, and therefore late calling her a WHORE and trying to mess up her life. He said he didn't take my husband seriously when he pulled him aside, and my husband warned him. Yeah, because he's obviously a spoiled jerk and used to no consequences. He ain't going to mess with your husband now. I seriously don't know why he went after me, as nothing he said was true in any sense, and I did ask him why he said those things. He refused to answer me. Oh my God, he can't even give her a straight answer or an apology. Not even an apology yet. I asked him why that horror comment, because he knows my husband was my first and everything and has only been with him all these years, and he refused to answer. I asked him if trying to have a baby with my husband makes me a whore, as it involves sex, and he just left the room. What a child. But we're not done yet. Now to the parents. He says, I asked my parents why they didn't step in and tell my brother to leave me alone, and my dad said he wanted to, but my mother told him to leave my brother be, as he's not actually hurting anyone. So the father said that he wanted to step in, as he should have, but he didn't because he didn't want to upset his wife. Well, gee, the brother's a coward, the father's a coward. You know where the brother learned this from? And the mother's a freaking bitch, obviously favoring the boy. The same with the ultimatum. They wanted to protect my brother. Your brother's a freaking grown-ass man near 30 years old. They didn't need to protect him. Mommy wanted to protect him. I'm surprised he's not sucking on mama's boob for some milk. I asked what about me, and they were silent. All my father said was the ultimatum was my mother's idea, and he went along with it. Smack! Obviously, I should have done some more smacking before, but I guess I'm off today. The dad is a total freaking tampon. He's a total bitch. God's sake. Does dad have a man bun? Or a man purse? I'm sure he has something like that. This is basically where we are at the moment. There was a lot more was said, but I don't think it matters. No, we get the gist of it. Your family's a bunch of assholes. I'd cut them off. The hell with them. My husband did apologize to my parents for what happened, but refused to apologize to my brother. When my mother asked him to apologize to my brother, he outright said no. He won't apologize for standing up for me, and my brother got what he deserved, and he was warned and didn't listen. Exactly. I would rather be set on fire than ever apologize to a douchebag like the brother. And obviously he's apologizing to the parents for what happened on their property at the barbecue, but no. And dad's not man enough to stand up for his daughter here. My mother says it still doesn't excuse him for hitting my brother. My husband asked my dad what would he do if someone called his wife a whore. My father said that I would have a talk with that person, but will never hit someone. Spoken like a guy that never stood up for himself in his life. Yes, violence is not always the answer, but at the end of the day, look, there are people in this world that the only thing they understand is strength, and you have to fight back. It is what it is. My husband laughed and told my dad that he was a weak-willed, spineless man if he allows someone to demean his wife like that. Man, I'm loving this husband here. And by the way, the comment section is full of people saying how dare he speak to the father like that, even though the father treated the daughter like this, or violence isn't the answer. Yeah, this is why we have a weak-ass bitch society. That got my mom red in the face, and I could see her get angry. That is when I told my husband it's time to leave. Yeah, that's a good point to skedaddle now and get the hell out of Dodge. I told my parents I'll be going low contact with them, and the ultimatum they gave me broke the trust I had in them. I understand they wanted to protect my brother, but in doing that, they hurt me. They seemed that to take out all the anger out of my mother. Again, protect the brother. He's almost 30 years old. They asked if I was willing to be cutting them out completely, and I told them that is up to them. Good answer. I'd be cutting him off, but clearly she's not there yet. I don't want anything to do with my brother at the moment, and if he can't even apologize to me for what he said. I told them that if they can respect my wishes, we will see. What this girl needs to do is completely back away. Have zero contact with them all. Never reach out to them. She should never reach out to the parents, certainly not the brother. Even if it's a holiday or birthdays, back away. Let them go to her. Because if she goes to them, immediately they know they had the power. When we got up to leave, my husband went over to my parents and actually still greeted them politely, but told my dad it's time to grow a backbone. Man, he's doubling down on dad being a pussy. I don't know what I saw, but I think it was a shame in my mother's face, because my dad looked at my mother and she looked away from him. Yeah, he went to look at her for approval. This is where we are at the moment. My husband's on the way back home, apologized for possibly escalating things, but told me it was time someone told my dad the truth. Someone had to. He said whatever punishment comes, he will take and deal with any fallout. I don't need to worry or stress out about anything. So there you go. That's an abrupt ending, but that's interesting. But no, the husband's not the a-hole, or whatever the hell her question was. How did this officially start? I forget. It says here, what was the right choice? Well, it was the right choice. That's what she was asking. The husband had every right to knock the brother out. Too bad he couldn't get an extra punch in there. Maybe, an extra hook shot or uppercut in there and knock another tooth out or chip another tooth from that brother. You think that brother's ever going to mess with her again? Never. Unless the brother goes off to martial arts school for 5 years and learns how to fight. But even then, I wouldn't really worry about the brother. So there you go, guys. There's an example of a guy who handles things like a man and a girl who loves her man and stands by her man. Good people. It's rare you have both. An example of the family. And you can see she's willing to walk from that family than having to choose between the husband and the family. I mean, how insane would that be if she chose the family over him? The guy that was defending her, But that's not always the case. So guys, always pay attention to the family, see what they're like. And in this situation, she's proven through her actions, although she doesn't want to not have talked to her family, that the husband comes first. And so if you're going to pick a girl and comes from an effed up family, if she has her shit together, tread carefully on the basis that she'll choose you over them. That has to be as clear as can be. If there's even hesitation that she might choose them over you, and it's an effed up family, don't get involved. But there are some people that grew up in bad situations, and there's lots of case-by-case basis here. So anyhow, thought that was a very good one to go over here. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.